I'm Ceri Vincent. I'm a geophysicist at the British Geological Survey, and I'm talking to you today from one of our temperature controlled labs, so please ignore the sound of the air conditioning in the background. Would like to talk to you today about underground storage of carbon dioxide. So first we're looking at the full chain for carbon capture and storage, or CCS. We start off with capture at the source, which might be a power plant or a large chemical plant. We then follow the CO2, or carbon dioxide, through compression and transport, in this case by pipeline, to an offshore storage site, which might be a saline aquifer, which is a porous rock full of saline non-drinkable water, or an expired gas field, or a depleted oil field. So we inject the carbon dioxide deep underground, and in this case the picture is not to scale because this cover rock is actually hundreds of metres thick, because when we want to store carbon dioxide we want to do it below 800 metres, because at those depths it's a highly dense fluid so we can get more into the space. So if you'd like to follow me over here, I'd like to show you a model representing a typical storage site in the North Sea. So in this case, the underlying salt has pushed its way upwards and caused a dome in the overlying rock layers. So here we have a nice porous reservoir rock, here represented by fishtank gravel, which is a bit like a sponge, so there's lots of space in between the rock grains for us to put the carbon dioxide. Then above that we have the cap rock, which we describe as an impermeable layer because the carbon dioxide can't pass through it. And above that again we have hundreds of metres of cover rock, which, if this were to scale, would actually continue way above the ceiling in this laboratory. And here we've coloured the water orange to help you see what's happening. So firstly, what happens when I inject the carbon dioxide? Well, here we have our technical injection equipment represented by a hand pump. And you can see as I start to inject the carbon dioxide into our storage site, it starts to pool at the top of the structure. At these depths, the carbon dioxide is a buoyant fluid, much in the same way that oil and gas are buoyant fluids, and they're trapped by similar rock layers for millions of years. So what we want to do is store the carbon dioxide underground for millions of years to prevent it from being emitted to the atmosphere and contributing to our greenhouse gases. So if I keep injecting carbon dioxide, here represented by air, you can see that it's forming this nice pool at the top of the structure. And we have to know a lot about our storage site, because we want to stop before we reach the spill point, which is about here, at which point the carbon dioxide might migrate away from our storage site. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit about underground storage of carbon dioxide.